Good evening, graduating class.
Good evening, sir.
You guys look amazing this afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ponder.
Thank you.
All right.
Would you please remain standing as we welcome up Mr. Ed Rankus to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance.
One second.
Forward, march. Detail. Halt. Left. Face. Breathe, then. Color.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Ed. Please remain standing as we welcome up Ms. Kathy Campos to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Halt. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Please remain standing as we welcome up Pastor Greg Jolly to open us up in prayer.
Let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for all that you bless us with each and every day. Lord, we have so many blessings, we can't even count them, and so often we're not even aware of them. But we know that you can do all things, and all things can be done through us if we just turn our hearts to you. And we're so thankful, Lord, for those that have come forward to change their lives, Lord, and we're so thankful for the families and friends that support them. For we all know, Lord, that we have all fallen short, and you give us all second chances. And we're so thankful to you, Lord, for those that come here today. And we allow our hearts to open more to you, that we can be more of what you want us to be and live our life for you. We ask this in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Hey, listen, before we get started, if everybody at the top of your lungs can just say, "We're back." Can we do that? On the count of three, 1, 2, 3, we're back. This is amazing. Tip my hat to Sheriff Joel Lombardo for opening up his house to us once again. It's been a year since we've had the opportunity to host these graduations here in Metro headquarters. I want to welcome family and friends, community partners, community supporters, those who have come here from near and those who have traveled here far. It is an honor to have you here joining us tonight. So for those of you who this may be your first time interacting with Hope for Prisoners, you know, our organization works with men, women, and young adults that are exiting different arenas of our judicial system. So some of the folks that we work with, they come home from state or federal prisons, city, county jails, drug rehabs, halfway houses, transitional facilities, and the likes. And what we do is provide the supportive services to help the men and women that are coming home, returning to our community, not only get acclimated back into workplaces, but we make sure there's mechanisms in place through partnerships that we built up with employers, that once they get inside the workplace, they're going to be afforded every opportunity to thrive and be able to grow and afforded every opportunity to succeed. We address the needs for them to get acclimated back into their family, doing everything we can to ensure that there's a mechanism in place to make sure that that family reunification component is as successful as it possibly can. And then on the back end of the process, because it's a long-term, 18-month journey where we walk with people, looking to do everything we possibly can to ensure we're helping our folks be stand-up leaders in the community with an overall goal of them never, ever, ever reinvent it again. I just want to acknowledge and thank some of our partners, before we get started. And I want to first start out with our faith-based partners. Without you, we could not do what we do. And I'm talking about Kenneth Copeland Ministries, My Home Church, City Light Church, Liberty Baptist Church, The Crossings Church, Word of Life Christian Center, Bethany Baptist Church, East Vegas Christian Center, Central Christian Church, Life Springs Christian Church, Southwest Prison Ministries, Messages of the Faith Ministries, and my fellow chaplains from Chaplaincy Nevada. Would you please give yourselves a big, gigantic hand? Hope for Prisoners processes referrals from the following agencies: working very close with the Clark County District Attorney's Office, Nevada Department of Corrections, Nevada Department of Public Safety and Parole and Probation, the City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety, and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We also work very closely with our partners over at Workforce Connections. We could not do what we do without you. Our partners over at Nevada Job Connects, at Dieter, and the College of Southern Nevada. Would you please give them a big, gigantic round of applause? We are so grateful that we have some of the most amazing leaders in our community to come out and to speak with you tonight. Please give a hand to the Assistant Sheriff from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Sheriff Andy Walsh. Give him a hand, give him a hand. And also from the City of Las Vegas, the Department of Public Safety, Chief Louis Molina. Please give him a gigantic hand. And also very honored to have one of the greatest leaders in the entire state of Nevada, Commissioner Lawrence Weekley. Please give him a hand. And we are so honored and thrilled to have joining us from the 8th Judicial District Court to administer the oath. It's the Honorable Christina Silva. Thank you so very, very much. So we have a lot of ground to cover tonight. We want to get things underway. So our first speaker that we're going to have come up is the Assistant Sheriff, Andy Walsh. And I'm going to try to get through his bio. Have a seat, sir. No, you can stand next to me or have a seat. I was going to say, I almost just had the Assistant Sheriff take an order. So Assistant Sheriff Andy Walsh, from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. He's originally from Staten Island, New York, and he began his law enforcement career in New York City as a member of the New York City Police Department. Andrew has held a variety of assignments throughout his career, including patrol officer, field train officer, academy staff member, public information officer, internal affairs, lieutenant, captain of downtown area command, deputy chief of tourist and Safety and Homeland Security Division, and recently promoted to Assistant Sheriff. He is currently assigned to Law Enforcement Administration and Detention. As Assistant Sheriff of LEA and DG, he directly supervises deputy chiefs and counsel for labor relations, coordinates their work, identifies training needs, participates in the development of strategic plans, develops and oversees and the implementation of goals, objectives, policies, and procedures, and serves as a team leader for complex multi-year project reviews and oversees and legal and reviews and oversees legal. Presentation to the police and citizens group, meets with media and reports and comments on significant issues affecting the department. If you guys will please put your hands together for my friend, Assistant Sheriff Andy Walsh.
None of that's true. Only kidding. Look, this is one of those events that, when we were finding our way through this pandemic that we've gone through in the last year, that when it didn't pop up on my calendar every month, it really is this is one of those events that truly helps us as a police organization reach out and make a difference in the community. Because our jobs are far more than what's reported. Our jobs are to make sure that good people like you all have opportunities to succeed in life. It's our job to make sure that good people, like each and every one of you, have the same opportunities to succeed in life regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of your criminal history, regardless of the zip code you live in, regardless of your income strata. It's our job to make sure that you can walk outside every day and feel safe and feel secure and feel free from crime, to find ways to help you escape jail, from being in jail, from finding a way, helping you find a way to not be in those situations that the world just seems to constantly tug you back into for whatever reason. And there's alternatives for policing other than saying the best place for people who do these things is jail, because there are better ways to do things. We don't need to put people in jail to change their lives, and this is an example of that. John does a great job of talking about this program, but I would say that this is probably the far most important program that we have as a police department, because each and every person that comes through this, it seems, is successful. Everybody that we see sitting in these chairs, and I miss the days when this room was really, really packed and full. Obviously, because of the limitations, we can't do that. But today is a celebration, because you all now, like John told me last week when we planned this, is April is the month of second chances. It's a month of redemption, right? This is a month where you guys get to take this moment and realize that the police are here to help. The community is here to help. To the families that are here, I'm quite sure that you've been through the peaks and valleys with your loved ones, but your love has not waned, and that's why you're here. And I'm sure some of you have family members that wish they could be here that couldn't for whatever reason. You have the love and support of this entire community behind you. You have the love and support of this police department to see you be successful in this program. I was talking to John beforehand, and growing up in New York, you get a lot of personal experiences with people who struggle, whether it's friends, my own family, people that have been in and out of incarceration in the criminal justice system. And the one theme I always heard my closest friends and family members that seemed to struggle with jail or addiction or whatever it was that caused them to go off the rails, there was always well, if I had this, if I had that, if I had this job, if I had this husband, if I had this girlfriend, all the if I. And it's grown on me over the years, and getting a little gray and a little longer in the tooth than I was when I first started. But it's grown on me that, what you really need, instead of the belief in something else, you have to have the belief in yourself. And as long as you do that, we will be here to support you. You guys can clap if you want. It sounds very simplistic, but keep it that way, because there is some need for simplicity in what it is you're about to do. Don't complicate it. It's simple. Believe in you, right? John talks about, the sheriff and how he supports this program, and I have to tell you that is 100% true. That's why you have county commissioners here. That's why you have the chief of the Department of Public Safety for the city of Las Vegas here. That's why Judge Silva is here, right? It's a small example. It's why those officers came out yesterday to speak with you and spend time with you, right? The last thing we want to do is fill the jail. We know that doesn't work, right? So we're all kind of wearing a uniform today, right? You guys have your gowns and your caps. I have my tan on. Chief Molina has his finest dress blue uniform on. What's the difference between what I'm wearing and what you're wearing? Nothing. There's no difference. It's what's underneath that counts. It's the person you are, the person you want to be. And you're not going to get there by projecting a year down the road. You'll get there 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, one accomplishment at a time. And when you have those moments where you feel like, man, I'm just struggling, well, come work for Joel Lombardo and tell me if you ever feel like you're not just struggling every once in a while. Joel, but we all have those. When the rubber meets the road, keep grinding away. Keep making people like me proud of what it is you're doing. Because what you're doing takes courage. What you're doing takes heart. Your families that are here, they want to see you succeed. You have an opportunity now to be the husband, sister, brother, uncle, aunt, whatever your relationship is, that you really want to be deep down inside. Because you wouldn't be sitting in here if you didn't want to be that person. And it's not going to be easy. It's hard. It's hard work. There's going to be moments where you're like pink clouds and unicorns and pixie dust, and wow, I got this figured out. It's great. I had that moment this morning. And by 9 o'clock, I realized I was wrong. It's what you do every day. It's what you do with every challenge. So to each of you, I commend you for your courage, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to say, I can be different. I can be the person I want to be, regardless of where I've been. Who cares? That's all back here. Rearview mirror. It's the road in front of you. It'll have peaks and valleys. It'll have hills. Some days it's going to rain. Some days it's going to be sunny. But you all are going to make a difference. And then one day I'll wake up and say, as a police department, we did more than anybody ever expected us to do. And we'll take a little credit for that, but the credit really goes to the work that you're going to do and continuing to make this program a success. So to each and every one of you, I want nothing but the best. I want to see you have the life that you dreamed of. I want to see you be with your families and smile at the next holiday. I want terms like, well, he's away, to never be said again in reference to each and every one of you, or she's away. I had an uncle growing up that spent a lot of time in jail, and when I got older, I realized he wasn't at college. He wasn't coming out with a PhD. Right? You know, and we laugh, and I laugh too, but how many, think about it, right? It doesn't have to be you. It's all about the work, and it's going to be hard work. But guess what? You have leaders, and you have guidance, and you have people that are going to be there to help you each and every way. And the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, who are they?
Our friends.
God bless you all.
Sheriff, we really truly honor the partnership that we have with LVMPD, and it's really making a difference not only in the community but in the lives of people on both sides of the equation. You know, we have this session during our training where we have your LVMPD officers come in. And this past Thursday, man, it was probably 12, 15 officers that come in. And, you know, prior to the officers come in the room, you know, police are the last people that they want to see. And then we say, hey, listen, trust me, if I gained any credibility whatsoever, when I tell you they are friends, they are friends. And then these officers had come in and began to share, and everybody was a little bit uncomfortable. But I tell you that uncomfortableness left them when the police walked out of the room. And when your officers left out of the room, I asked them, listen, raw and uncut, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the officers in the room. And I'm going to ask Dante. Dante, where you at? Would you please come up here? I didn't caught him off guard, but it's okay. Would you please share with us what it was that you said? Because when we were in the class and I said, hey, you know, what do you guys think? You were the first one that jumped up, right? Like sprang up out of the chair. I was like, I don't even know what this guy's gonna say. But would you please share with us what it was that you shared with the class yesterday on Thursday?
So if everybody don't know me here, my name is Dante Sutter. I just got out of prison. So like I was telling them in class yesterday, police came in, I felt uncomfortable. I've been a gangbanger my whole life. Every experience I ever had with the police was always in a negative way. Why? Because I never could look past the badge they wear. And I always was raised, police after us, we after them. They clutch on you, clutch back. But the day those police officers walked in and showed us they raw emotions about they really care about us and the future that we heading in, it changed my whole life and aspect on the police. It was just a life learning lesson when they came in. Even the captain cried and told us stuff about her, which you would never see the police really do once you still look in the same vision that you got. The police is negative, they bad, they kill us. And yesterday I really learned they not bad, not at all. The police that came there yesterday, none of them have to take their time out and come and talk to us. They could have sat in their desk, sat in their patrol car, did whatever they had to do. They didn't have to be in that building yesterday. And for that, I appreciate y'all. Y'all changed my life and the way I look on y'all. And just thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Dante. Isn't that awesome? That's why we do what it is that we do. We'll make way for our next speaker, and it's an honor and a privilege for him to be here today. This is his first time at a Hope for Prisoners graduation, and we're talking about from the city of Las Vegas, Chief Molina. Luis Molina is a second-generation decorated veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps. Thank you for your service, sir. With more than 20 years of experience in law enforcement. He leads the City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety, which provides the public with law enforcement and detention services. The department manages the city jail, including the deputy city marshals, which provides public safety to the parks and facilities, as well as animal control services. Molina most recently served as the first deputy commissioner for the Westchester County, New York Department of Corrections. He has been in his new position since January 11th, and he has worked with policing and district attorney's office and corrections. Molina has also operationalized sustainable criminal justice reform practices, leading to major improvements of operations, investment in staff, and enhancement in public safety. He has also built strong partnerships with faith-based community leaders and nonprofit organizations working with justice-involved population. If you guys would please put your hands together for the City of Las Vegas Chief Molina.
So good afternoon and congratulations today to the graduates. And I also want to give my congratulations to the family members and all the loved ones that supported you along the way. I'd also like to share a thank you to Hope for Prisoners founder and CEO, Mr. John Ponder, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words on what is one of many special days and moments on your journey, as Hope for Prisoners says, to reclaim your lives, your families, and taking an active role in your community. With the support of this organization and others who care about you, there's nothing that can stand in your way. When I think about what you all have accomplished, I'm reminded of how much capacity all persons with support and mentorship actually can accomplish. As I reflect on my role within the context of Dr. Martin Luther King's civil rights movement, I remind myself of two quotes that have been part of my guiding principles throughout both my professional law enforcement and personal life. The first quote is, "Law and order exists for the purpose of establishing justice. And when they fail in this purpose, they become the dangerous structured dams that block the flow of social progress. And the second quote is that all labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance, so you should undertake it with painstaking excellence. As you move on as graduates, think about the rippling effect you can have on other people, both young and old, that you can support through mentorship. You now can serve as a navigator that can change the trajectory of a person's future. As a law enforcement leader and a person who grew up in a neighborhood that saw too many young people whose lives were touched by the criminal justice system, when what they needed was public health and educational support, imagine if they had that, what their future could have been. Imagine what your future could have been if you had that. Your lived experiences can serve you well as navigators and mentors. Every day we can live for making a difference in some way in someone's life. We must collectively strive to uplift humanity as guardians of our fellow sisters and brothers. So today I ask you, on this special day, on your graduation day, always keep that in mind of the impact that you can have in other people's lives through your journey. Thank you for allowing me this few minutes to celebrate with you in your celebration. Godspeed.
Would you give Chief Molina another gigantic round of applause? So it has been an incredible, intensive training process, and we train very intensively on things that not only can be able to help people get jobs, but more importantly, we put a strong emphasis on helping them maintain that job. But it's to lay down the foundation to help them to build up a brand new life to which they'll never reoffend again. You know, we pride ourselves on having some of the greatest trainers that ever walked the face of the planet Earth. You know, we say that we go out to get the best of the best when it comes to trainers with one goal in mind, is to help our folks to be the absolute best that they can be. It gives me an honor and privilege to introduce you to our lead trainer, who has been with Hope for Prisoners, and as he tells the story, since Hope for Prisoners was in a broom closet where there was literally a broom in the room. If you guys please put your hands together from Ketter Development, Mr. Greg Ketter.
I'm going to keep this real short. As I say, blessed is the person that is brief, because it is he that will be invited to speak again. You know? So I just want to say I'm proud of you. We spent some quality time this week, many hours, and I learned as well as I taught. And I want to do that every time. Now we're going on our 11th year. We've been doing this for 11 years now, okay? And as you know, this is just the beginning. We got 18 months to hang with each other. And I'll promise you one thing, I won't leave you. And our organization, we got your back, okay? You don't have to worry. We're not going anywhere. God has brought us this far, and I don't feel no ways tired. See, that's old Baptist talk right there. You know, come too far from where we started from, right? So guys, get ready for this adventure. Embrace it. I celebrate your success in advance, okay? And starting Monday, we're going to get down. Look at your neighbor and say, we're going to get down. Okay. And I'd like to see, we're going to turn you guys into trainers and mentors. And that's part of our secret sauce right there, right? It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I'm proud of you. God bless you. And enjoy this. This is your moment. Isn't this their moment, folks? You know, can I just say this real quickly? You got family and friends. All the family and friends of the people that are sitting here right now, would you please stand up real quick? Let's just acknowledge them. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. These are our drivers. These people are your sense of purpose. Make them proud. I'm sure you already are. They're already making you proud, right? Amen. All right, guys. God bless you, and we'll see you Monday.
Give everyone a round of applause, please. Big hand, Greg Kenner. So we have a session of our training which we call the Vivid Vision. The Vivid Vision. Very powerful, powerful exercise. And inside this Vivid Vision, we challenge our participants to take a look at their life 1 year from today. And we ask them to put it down on a piece of paper. And as they put those down on a piece of paper, we take a copy, we give it to them, and the other copy is given to their case managers and mentors. And then our job from that point is to do everything we possibly can to help them to live in that dream. You know, it's bigger than just getting the job, piece of cake. It's all about helping folks live the life that they want to live. And we're gonna have a chance to hear a couple of the Vivid Visions. I see people shaking because nobody knows who I'm gonna call on. But before we do that, I wanna introduce you to the living proof. We have an alumni graduate who graduated just about a year or so ago, who stood up in a room and shared her vivid vision. And today, she's living that dream. If you guys would please put your hands together for the awesome rock star, alumni, Hope for Prisoners graduate, Ms. Juliana Pozo.
I haven't even started and I already want to start crying. I am beyond humbled to be here today because a year ago or so, I was sitting right where you guys are today. So let me start again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored and blessed to be here today. Congratulations to the graduates and to all those of you supporting us. This month we celebrate Second Chance. I believe we get a second chance every single day we wake up. You cannot go back to erase yesterday. Moving forward is what keeps me going. Acknowledging my errors and amending my choices can take a lifetime, but that's okay. Growth does not occur without growing pains. I choose to be grateful, not to do and not to be hard on my yesterday, but to embrace my today and welcome my tomorrow with open arms. A little bit about myself. I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I migrated to New York City at the age of 8 years old. See, there's a couple New Yorkers here. All the way from coast to coast, huh? I was raised by a single mom. Moving forward, later in the year 2006, I obtained a criminal justice bachelor's in science degree with a concentration in corrections and a minor in psychology. I graduated from John Jay Criminal Justice with the highest of expectations to become a prosecutor in my big city, the Big Apple. Ironically, moving forward, on April 19th, 2019, I find myself going to court for an appearance where I got reprimanded to go to prison for driving while intoxicated in the year 2017. After serving 250 community service hours, I thought I had paid my dues and I had learned humility. Well, on May 31st, 2019, just the day my son turned 3 years old, I arrived to prison, my new home. It was the beginning of a new life for me. I embraced prison. And I learned very early to call it a hospital for broken souls, where I learned to love humans for who they are, broken, beautifully, and intricately made for a purposeful life. Being the first member in my family and in my husband's family to be incarcerated. That just totally changed our world. Meanwhile, while I was in the fish tank, my sister-in-law desperately seeking resources from New Orleans so that I can maybe obtain an early release. You see, my charge actually reads, reckless driving, death. But I didn't kill anyone. She found hope for prisoners. And I remember telling her, my journey is long. One day, I'll get there. My program teaches me to live life one day at a time. Today, I can define my second chance by telling you that I have been chosen, anointed, worthy of a new purposeful life. I'm approaching a year since I returned home, being released from a place that I chose to call my blessed retreat. Where I'm no longer obscured of having a clear vision. I was able to find a home, my supported husband, and my beloved child. I found myself exposed in yet another confined outside world due to COVID-19, where I decided to face life on life's terms. I was able to return to in-person meetings, and I was gifted with an amazing sponsor and mentor called Christy Drawn. I regained societal freedom just last Friday, April 16th. Work hands-on in Leadership Ministry Academy, where I will be graduating from this coming May. Continued my moral recognition therapy classes. MRT, guys. And who better than to actually be taught than by one of our own kind, Russell. Thank you. Therapy sessions with Hope, life coaching, nutritionist coaching. I wanted it. I was going for it. I was able to travel within the U.S. to reunite with my family and loved ones. I am actively enrolled in Western Nevada College, working towards my life coaching licensing and recovery, thanks to my caseworker, Cynthia Carlo. I am also currently working full-time as a West Coast regional recruiter for a logistics company. Something I have in common with Mrs. Carolyn Willis is pursuing academic tiers is an ordained order. It's not a choice. To you and those supporting these graduates today, I will tell you, and I dare tell you, to trust the process. It will not be easy. Life is challenging, sometimes not fair. One of the most beautiful flowers on earth is a rose, and it has its thorns. Times of trials will come. Life, to me, is about perspective. Choose to be coachable. Choose to want to listen rather than to be heard. Choose to make an impact. Choose to be hope. In conclusion, I would like to close with, I am now able to view people, places, and things in a very different light. You are worth it. Helping others only gives me a sense of existence, all of which I could not have obtained without my higher power, who I choose to call God. I refuse to allow my past dictate what I have been destined to become. Thank you.
She did an excellent job. Thank you very, very much. Give her another hand, please. That's very powerful. I think we have time for some vivid visions. So if you guys can please put your hand together, and I'm going to get this right because it's spelled funny. Aaron, come on up and share your vivid vision.
Hello, everybody. My name is Erin Scorsoni. Today is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and this is my vivid vision. This morning I wake up and instantly hit my knees and pray to God for this beautiful life I live today. I then get ready and go for my morning run. This is my most serene time of my day. As I run, I focus and meditate on where I am and how blessed and grateful I am. I focus on the goals I have accomplished thanks to the second chance. I am almost 2 years sober and have graduated my Wing Court program. As I walk up to my beautiful home, that is mine, all thanks to the focus and determination I have for success today and the rest of my life. I sit outside in the silence and serenity of just being present, mind, body, and soul. I go inside and look at my vision board to help me stay focused. I call my son and daughter as I do every morning, and we have a beautiful and unbreakable bond. I then get ready to head to my job as a behavioral tech at a residential treatment program called West Care, which is also where I graduated from. I love to give back. I then drive to meet up with the panel of beautiful sisters that God has blessed me with to go in and talk to the beautiful women who are still incarcerated or stuck in addiction. We give hope to future hopefuls. Another way to feed positivity into my sisters, I drive home and it's time to do my homework, as I am a straight-A student in an RN program. Before bed, I make sure and pray and thank God for the amazing children I have, Wing Court, West Care, Hope for Prisoners, and for the opportunity at a life so blessed beyond my wildest dreams. I thank Him for living through me and showing me my purpose and guiding to fulfill it. This is just the start of my worthwhile and incredible life and the opportunity to be the best version of myself. There's more to come. My name is Erin Scorsoni, and today is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Wonderful, wonderful job. Great job. You see how powerful that is, right? It's that vivid vision. You know, I think the challenge that we all have is to be able to look down and kind of see that, right? As John Maxwell put it, if you've ever seen someone who was just completely disarray, right? Or hopeless. Like hopelessness is oozing from every inch of their body. The reason why they're hopeless is because they cannot see their future. They can't see it. But when you can get an individual to rise up out of that state of hopelessness and see a and have faith in the process that is obtainable, that's when you find hope in the moment. Very, very powerful. Just make sure you stay the course. I think we have time for one more before we have one of the greatest community leaders on the planet come up and speak. Philip, come on up and share your vivid vision.
Hello, my name is Philip Murphy, and this is my vivid vision. Today is April 24th, 2022, and this journey of mine began 1 year ago as I sat in a classroom and listened to some very wise people who shared with me the very lessons that have changed my life. But let me tell you a little bit about how I arrived in the classroom. Desperately seeking the help they provided to me, the truth is many years ago in Chicago, I lived and breathed the streets and the street life. And the street life stripped me of everyone who not only I cared for, but who cared for me. I somehow became the very thing that was hurting the ones I loved. I hurt my children by going to prison, and I can never recover that time. That scar will remain for the rest of my life, but it will also serve as a reminder as to why failure is not an option. I can see the evidence of my success around me, but I realize that the stuff I acquired along the way is nice, but it's not the reason I wanted to succeed. The things I have acquired while chasing my dream are only the evidence that I am on the right path. The purpose that God intended for me is only mine because I finally believed I am who He says I am. Today I have a successful concrete business and I own a home. I can look at myself in the mirror and the shame and guilt had been replaced with a peace I previously would have thought was impossible. I owe so much to the Hope for Prisoners and Mr. Ponder's vision. Little did he know his purpose would help me and so many others like me to achieve our purpose. Today I have a great relationship with my children and the journey is far from over. I just want to say thank you to Hope for Prisoners and their entire staff for investing in me and believing in me when even I didn't. Oops, sorry about that. I want to thank Hope for Prisoners and their entire staff for investing in me and believing me when even I didn't believe. You all have been a light in a dark world. My name is Philip Murphy, and today is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Is that some good stuff? Is that some good stuff? Man, got me all choked up and water swelling up in the wells of my eyes. And let's make way for our keynote speaker. And Sheriff, I'm gonna ask you to put some handcuffs on or something, because every time we're out in the community, I try to read his bio, I can never get through it. So can you just get my six? We're talking about Commissioner. We're talking about Lawrence Weekley. Lawrence Weekley is a native Nevadan who grew up in Las Vegas and has dedicated his professional life to serving the public through his involvement in many organizations. As a city councilman for more than 7 years, 14 years as the county commissioner, and now the chief of staff and chief development officer for one of our community partners, our education partner, the College of Southern Nevada. Weekley was born in Reno, the youngest of 4 children raised by a single mother who moved her family to Las Vegas when the future commissioner was only 4 years old. He grew up in West Las Vegas and graduated Western High School back in 1982. Weekley then took classes at the Clark County Community College, now called the College of Southern Nevada, and then enrolled in Grambling State University in Louisiana, where he had earned his bachelor's degree in communication in 1987. Weekley returned to Las Vegas after college to pursue careers in radio broadcasting and education, but soon found his way to public service. During his tenure as commissioner, Weekley was widely regarded as a champion for education, workforce development, and social causes. More recently, he served as a vice chairman of the Clark County Commission. He was also the first African American to chair the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authorities Board of Directors. He has served as chair of the board of trustees for the UMC Hospital in Southern Nevada, Western Regional Representative for the National Association of Black County Officials, and served with the Nevada Association of Counties, the Clark County Liquor and Gaming License Board, and the Law Enforcement Advisory Board that awards millions to valley-wide programs dedicated to improving quality of life for families in Clark County. If you guys would please put your hands together for my friend Lawrence Weekley.
You know, I once heard a songwriter say, "Nobody told me that the road was going to be easy." But graduates, I don't believe he brought me this far. to leave me. And I say to each one of you that's sitting here today, he didn't bring you this far to leave you. Happy Second Chance Month to each and every one of you. Mr. Dante, let me start with you, because you damn near tore the room up here, sir. You put a new face on what it means when I hear the term Black Lives Matter. But you also put a face on to what it means that blue lives matter. You put a face on it that all of our lives matter. And I wish that there was some kind of way that we could have captured your message here today to ring out throughout communities all around this nation, that we may have all come over here on separate ships, but now that we're here, we're all in the same boat. And when you look at an amazing country like America, and you look at how fractured we are today, how people are walking on eggshells, how people are so up in a total uproar right now, what we need are more young people like you, Dante, to stand up and be brave and speak up and speak out. Brother, you almost had me on the floor over here, because I know what it's like growing up in the community where there are those out there who don't think much of us who have grown up in the hood. They don't think that there's a future for people like you and I. See, I'm a prime example, and Mr. John Ponder will tell you, a low indigent boy who was born to a homeless mother, left at 2 days old at the University Medical Center here. When I was born, young man, you weren't even thought about. The hospital was called Southern Memorial Hospital. Today it's called UMC. Whom would ever thought, Dante, that the little black boy that was abandoned at Southern Memorial Hospital at 2 days old would have turned around to serve as the chairman of the board for 13 years of UMC? Don't tell me what you can't do, Dante. Don't let your circumstances be your final outcome. It's all about choices that you make. It's all about the type of people that you center yourself around. Just because I was reared in the projects weren't reared in me. And that if it is to be, it should be up to you. And you can do it. Because not only should you believe in yourself, like one of the speakers said earlier, but there's a bunch of people in this room that believe in you. That believe in you. Ms. Aaron, let me tell you something. With that sparkling face cover you got on there. You almost had me in tears also. I'm like you. Before my feet hit the ground every single morning, I give praise, honor, and glory to God for another day. I'm so grateful to God that have allowed me, and it's no disrespect to anyone in this room and their beliefs. But Aaron, when I look at my life and from whence I've come from, whom would have ever thought a little indigent boy like me would have an opportunity over my previous political career to have served with 4 sheriffs in Clark County, to have had one of the best working relationships with men and women of law enforcement. Things that I've been so very fortunate, I would have never thought a kid like me coming out of the rural community of Henderson, Nevada, when we moved back here, and living right here on J Street, right here in 89106. I would have never thought in a million years that I'd be sitting next to people who make amazing decisions that determine the trajectory of our lives. I just want to tell you, it is possible, and you can do it. Big Phil, let me tell you something. I call you Big Phil. And I'm glad you didn't start crying, because hell, you'd have made me start crying. I was like, somebody that big shouldn't cry, but that's okay. Big Phil, you made me proud, man. You made me proud. Because what you've shown us, it's almost like this song, I don't know if you listen to Power 88, but on Thursday they play this song by Shalimar called The Second Time Around. Go get up on your R&B tip where you'll get the lyrics. But the second time around is better than the first time around. And I love the fact that you're a homeowner and that you own your own business and that you got it right. The most beautiful thing that you said, man, is that you are back in your kids' lives. Because we have so many fatherless kids out here today. And you know, fathers, we don't get a lot of good accolades. Mothers are amazing. Mothers do some wonderful, amazing things. Have you ever noticed, Big Phil, Mother's Day, you can't find a card in one store. Mother's Day, you can't get a reservation at one restaurant. Father's Day, everything is open. And they have one little section over there with cards. So we salute you, man. We salute all the fathers in the room today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To you graduates, let me say to you today, this is a very special day at Hope for Prisoners. And I hope that you all are taking all of this in. I hope that you all realize as you look around the room, and those of y'all who have your loved ones here supporting you. There might be one or two of you sitting here that don't have anybody in the room. But guess what? Sometimes you may have to stand on that island all by yourself. But guess what? If I were you, I'd be up in this room, I'd be shaking hands or fist bumping, getting business cards, networking, because there's this saying, it's not what you know, it's what?
Who you know?
That's old. It's who knows you.
Amen.
See, I know Oprah in my mind. But Oprah don't even know I'm on this earth. It's not what you know, and it's not even who you know, it's who knows you. And so when you pick up that phone, you want to make sure that you're rubbing elbows and shoulders with people who can help you move your agenda forward. Because if you're looking to change some things, if you're looking to make some corrective actions in your life, you got to get around people that will help you move your agenda forward, right? I'm so very grateful. There's a young man that Mr. Ponder and Hope for Prisoners team, they worked with him. I met him. I was a keynote speaker up at High Desert, I believe I was at speaking, and this young man followed me around, and I was thinking, God, I'm not sure what's going on. Did somebody check him out? Right? But guess what he was trying to do? He says, sir, I want to get to know you because I'm not going to be in here long. And when I get out, I want to do some things with my life. And one of the beautiful things with that young man, I had no idea what God had in store for my life. My political career came to an end in January. I turned out. And it was December 27th. I was cleaning out my office and moving things out, making way for the new commissioner who came in. And lo and behold, I get a call from the president of College of Southern Nevada telling me, congratulations, Lawrence. Welcome. I'm looking forward to you serving as my new chief of staff. And I said, as the old folks say, look at God. He said, now I know you're just now finishing your job over at Big Time. And you may want to take a couple weeks off, take a little vacation and regroup and hit the reset button. I said, well, if you live with a wife like mine, our mortgage is due next month. I see you birthday Monday. You feel me? Because we have bills to pay. And I'm very, very grateful. But one of the great things about it was that young man that I met up at High Desert, when he came down and transitioned down to Casa Grande, my secretary reached out to me and said, there's a young man said he met you up at High Desert when you were a guest speaker and he wanted to speak to you. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This dude is stalking me. But the beautiful part that I really grabbed from it was he was following through on what he said he was going to do. That young man enrolled in CSN. Yes. He ran for student government. That's right. While in Casa Grande, he's a student government senator. He's now running for student government vice president. And at 6 p.m. tonight, he's hosting a town hall meeting with music mogul Dame Dash on behalf of CSN. Don't tell me what you can't do. Don't tell me what you can't do. Graduates, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to that counts. And y'all got to remember, a setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback. And if you're ready to make it happen, and you're ready to make some changes in your life, then step up to the plate. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself, because there's a whole bunch of people who will constantly remind you about the mistakes you've made in your life. You put it behind you so that you can move forward. That's why we say put it where? Behind you, so that you can keep looking forward. Form these relationships. Get out here and meet some folks. Shake some hands. Get some phone numbers. Determine where it is that you want to go, and then start making it happen. worried about what everybody say about you and what they think. Who cares? If they focusing on you, obviously their game ain't right. They have some issues with themselves. But as for me and mine, my motto is, let them watch, because I'm going to give them something to talk about. How about that? Class of 21, let me tell you something. We are so very proud of you. Represent to the fullest, keep working hard, and know that it's possible. God bless you all. Happy
Walsh Weekley, please give it up for him. Big hand. That was amazing. You see why I call him one of the greatest leaders in our community? Hey, listen, as we make way for to administer the oath, I'm going to ask the graduates if you guys would please stand up. So listen, you guys might be wondering to yourself right now, what's next? Right? What's next? Remember the beauty in you do not graduate from the program, now you graduate up into the next level of commitment to be with you over the next 17 months. So you might be asking, what's next? What does the future hold? What does your future hold? So in order to understand what your future holds, what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to stretch out your hands right in front of you. Stretch them out in front of you. Stretch them out in front of you. And now what I want you to do is I want you to fix your eyes down into the palms of your hands. Down into the palms of your hands. And as you're looking down into the palms of your hands, I want you to imagine, if you will, the lines on your hands. They represent things in your past that you're not proud of. Look at them. Each one of those lines represent things in your past that you are not proud of, that you wish never happened. Look at them. They're things that you wish you could take a gigantic eraser and erase. There may be some things that you're shameful of. Each one of those lines in your hand may represent a drug addiction that you wish it never happened. Each one of the lines may represent a back and forth inside the Clark County Detention Center that you wish never happened. Each one of the lines may represent getting on the chain and going up the high desert into the fish tank again. Look at it. The lines in your hands. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and put them right up in front of your face and see those lines. All the way up in front of your face, right smack dab in front of your eyes. Look at the lines. Those are those things that you're not proud of. Those are those things, again, you wish never happened. There may be some things you're just completely shameful of. Now, with your hands in front of your face, can you see me?
No, sir.
Can you see me?
No, sir.
With your hands in front of your face, can you see me?
No, sir.
Neither can you see your future with your past in your face. Put your hands down to the side. It's over. And now you press on to that call that God has placed on your life. Yes. Silva? Oh, I'm sorry. Can I read your bio first? Because I read everybody else's bio.
You know, after everyone else's.
We're in a moment right now. Stay right there. So Christina Silva is a district court judge, Department 9, with the 8th Judicial District Court of Clark County, Nevada. Judge Silva is a longtime supporter of Hope for Prisoners. She currently oversees the MAT, which is Medically Assisted Treatment Reentry Recovery Court. Prior to being judge, she served as the chief of the Criminal Division of the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Nevada and the first woman and Latina who ever held that position. Would you please put your hands together for my friend, the Honorable Christina Silva.
I'm just not sure how I follow up with all the amazing speakers that have gone today. But I'm going to say this. I'm probably the one who will cry because I get so emotional when I see this promise in front of me. You have so much going for you. I hope you know it. You know, we can tell you that, and we can tell you that, and we can tell you that. But until you accept it, it isn't true, right? So I hope that you're hearing us. I hope I can tell you again and again and again. And in those moments where it's hard and it's difficult, I hope that you can remember this moment. And I hope you can remember that you put those hands down, because that is your past. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by making the choice that you made to come to this program and to be a different person and to take different chances. And I'm so excited for each of you, and I'm so inspired by each of you. I want to talk about what you're wearing. You're wearing something that's blue, and I'm wearing something that's black, but they're the same. That's because we're the same. Two different colors. Same outfit, just as uncomfortable and really unflattering, let's be honest. Nobody looks good in these things. But there's a reason why you're wearing that, and that's because this is an important day. And I put the robe on every day because I go in and I do a job that's important, right? I'm taking care of people that are having contact with the justice system. And just like you, I took an oath to perform my job. And you're going to take an oath today to make a promise for a bright future. When you look at what an oath is, if you look at the definition of it, it's defined as a solemn promise, often invoking a divine figure. That divinity can be God, it can be hope, it could be excitement, it could even be fear, because fear can drive change. Fear does amazing things to us. When we're scared, we can make choices that are good and bad, right?
Right.
But it doesn't define you, and it shouldn't define you, and it won't define you, because you're making these changes today as you stand before me. So again, moving forward, we're dressed the same, right? We are the same. You can do all kinds of things, and I cannot wait to hear about what the graduating class April 2021 accomplishes. I am a longtime supporter. You know, I met John probably at this point maybe 6 years ago, when I think you had moved out of the broom closet and into like a small classroom, right? So progress is progress. And I met John through the FBI agent who arrested him, who actually is someone that I also worked with in my former life as a prosecutor. Think about that. Think about how interconnected our worlds are. Who would have ever thought that? Who would have ever thought, honestly, that I would have been a prosecutor on the federal side to come over and be a state court prosecutor, a state court judge? Anything you put your mind to is possible. Like others here, I had an interesting path, and my path could have been completely different. I was 2 weeks old when I was adopted, and I was blessed with parents and a family who took care of me. But my life could have been very different. My brother's life, who was also adopted, could have been very different. I don't take a single moment of that for granted. And I don't want you all to take a single moment of this amazing opportunity for granted. I'm so proud of you. And let me just take a breath before I do start to cry. All right, let's do this with gusto. That's right, raise your right hand. I state your name. Hereby declare an oath. In the presence of my family, my friends, and all those present, that I will I will fully embrace this opportunity for a new life. From this day forward. I will strive to be a productive, law-abiding member of my community. Be a person of honor and integrity. Be a person who sets positive examples for those around me. I will strive for all these things as I am a person of value, a person who takes responsibility, a person with self-respect, A person who respects others.
A person who respects others.
I will look toward the future.
I will look toward the future.
Having learned from my past.
Having learned from my past.
My determined purpose.
My determined purpose.
From this point forward.
From this point forward.
Is to make the rest of my life.
Is to make the rest of my life.
The best of my life.
The best of my life.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, graduates.